Today we're going to be talking about the Infini. Infini is a hybrid treatment, if you like, combining microneedling with RF energy. The primary concerns that Infini will treat are the signs of aging when it comes to the laxity and loosening of skin. So a firming, tightening and an improvement of the jawline and neck area are perfectly treated with Infini. Acne scarring can be very deep in the skin, and Infini can easily treat those areas down deep in the dermis. So the 49 needles are designed to wave into the skin. So instead of all 49 being injected into the skin at one time, they gently wave, which creates far more comfortable treatment, far less pain and discomfort for the patient. So each pass of the face or the neck will have a different length of needle and a different energy provided. And this is to ensure that we coagulate and treat each layer of the dermis with the tightening. So we'll start off with the deepest layer through to the middle layer of the dermis and then the upper layer of the dermis, giving a tightening and tautening effect right the way throughout the layers of the dermis. The purpose of the needles are to create microchannels into the skin. These microchannels make microscopic wounds down deep into the dermis. Each of these wounds then create the body's own natural healing process to begin. As the healing process begins, new skin cells, collagen cells are created, helping the skin to tighten, become more taut and more lifted. On the day of the patient's treatment, they will come in for a topical numbing agent to be applied to their skin. This ensures that the procedure will be as comfortable as possible. The procedure itself takes between 30 minutes and an hour depending on the areas to be treated. The needles can be preset by the technician to different lengths, and each of these lengths would be matched to the area of the skin and the thickness of the skin we want to treat. And the needles can be changed in length anywhere from 0.5 millimeters all the way up to 3.5 millimeter depth into the dermis. So during the treatment, patient comfort is paramount. We usually start on the lower part of the face or the neck and work our way up towards the upper part of the face. As we're using microneedling for the treatment, there is some blood associated with the treatment. This is quickly cleaned up by the practitioner, and the patient themselves would never actually see this. Unlike laser treatments, where skin colour can quite often predetermine whether you're a suitable candidate or not, the Infini is completely colourblind to the melanin and the pigment in your skin, so any skin type and any skin coloration can have the treatment. RF energy, also known as radio frequency, is exactly the same electrical current used to deliver you your radio station in the morning. This electrical current is delivered at very high energy into the skin to affect our collagen. When you're at home and you're going to cook a steak and you have your pan really nice and hot and you put your steak onto the pan, you will notice that the steak immediately shrinks as the heat energy from the pan is delivered through the steak. This is exactly the same for RF energy. The RF energy is delivered into the skin, it coagulates, heats the collagen in the skin, causing a tightening and shrinking effect. These treatments build one on top of the other. The collagen stimulation, a little bit like building blocks, grows from one treatment to the next treatment. So a minimum of 3 is highly recommended. So for the patient post-treatment, there would be some mild swelling associated, and there will also be some mild pinkness to the skin. This is usually resolved in 24 to 48 hours. Once the 48 hours has passed, some very small micro-crusting can be present on the skin. This is purely from the microneedling, and it's tiny little scabs on the skin that are very small and more feel like dryness, usually more apparent on the neck than the face. These usually resolve within a 2-week period, but it can have minimal makeup placed over so that it's not so obvious. So in the first week or two after the treatment, there is an initial tightening, and this tightening is from the coagulation of the collagen that happened from the RF immediately during the treatment. So some tightening is apparent even in the first couple of weeks. So once the 2-week period has passed, patients are then able to go back to their normal skincare routine and to carry on as normal. And then over the next few months, the effects of the treatment, the tightening and the firming will start to become apparent. Patients are absolutely fine once their treatment has been completed and are able to drive themselves home, no problem whatsoever. So those patients that are interested in the Infini treatment, it's very important to have a consultation. Consultation will answer all the questions that you may have and explain to you the processes of the treatment. We also design the treatment around you so that we can time it right and we can provide you with all the information you're going to need prior to your treatment and afterwards.